Greetings, greetings. Fahamme, Fahamme. This is your brother from Ethiopia. Ethiopia, Ethiopia. This is gonna be my first video, my first YouTube English video. I have made some videos, but they are in Amharic, in the language I speak, Amharic or Giz, Jaizi, and Giz, the language in Amharic. But this is going to be my first video in English, so be patient with my accent, and I will do my best to speak it clearly so you can understand it. Greetings, my name is Ra Hotep, meaning servant of Aman, Aman Ra, servant of Aman. That's my Fahamme name. And I know you're asking, what is Fahamme? Why are you saying Fahamme? So before I go any further, I would like to tell you what Fahamme is and who the Fahamme is. The Fahamme is his name is Paul Nathaniel Johnson. The Honorable Paul Nathaniel Jackson is the Fahamme prophet and master mystic, born June 10, 1888 in Hempstead County, Arkansas. So the Honorable Paul Nathaniel Johnson, or the Fahamme prophet, was the prophet of Amun Ra. You see, the prophet of Amun Ra, our ancient supreme being, name for the hidden one, supreme being Amun Ra. So he was born in June 10, 1888 in Hempstead County in Arkansas. And here in St. Louis, he had over temples, four temples, and he had temples all over the United States. He announced his revelation and his prophethood in 1919. And he set up temples in St. Louis and all over in the United States. So I'm going to read something quickly from an introduction to Fahamme, and this was that's him, the Honorable Paul Nathaniel Johnson, the culture prophet. Okay, he is the Fahamme Rasul, the prophet of Amun Ra, the Ro Batuha, and successor to the gods of Kam. So I came into some of his disciples almost 3 years ago here in St. Louis. Mind you now, people born and live and who are living in St. Louis, the majority, you can say that nobody have heard of him here in St. Louis, but this man was in St. Louis. His headquarters was in St. Louis, and he was teaching about Fahamme, the gods and goddesses, since 1919 till he make his transition in 1954. So so the message, see, what is the message of the Fahamme Rasul? Says the message of the Fahamme Rasul is that the long awaited time of the revival of the Ge'ez culture, the Ge'ez, or he said Jaizi, but Ge'ez culture has arrived with his advent. He proclaimed that he was the reincarnation of all of our ancient noble gods and the spokesperson for all of our ancient goddesses. He asserts that reincarnation and worship of our noble ancestors is the path we must travel to gain the spiritual strength and spiritual power required to throw off the evils of this world and reclaim our rightful place at the head of the nations of the world. Okay? He taught, or he teaches, that the future of the black man or the Kamite depends upon him revamping his pre-slavery status. Okay? The pre-slavery status of Kamite people is Ge'ez, gods and goddesses. Ge'ez is also the first and oldest name of our race. Ge'ez is also the first and oldest name of our race. The language of our race is Lisana Ge'ez, tongues of the gods and goddesses, called the Madunatar. But people call it the Madunatar now, but Ge'ez, the language of the gods and goddesses. See? He teaches that our languages and our history is the key to our culture, which is still intact after centuries of efforts to destroy it and remove it from the face of the earth. In fact, he teaches that the greater discoveries of our ancient cultures are yet to be discovered. See? So, the Honorable Paul Nathaniel Johnson See, he was the Fahamme prophet, messenger, representative of our noble ancestors and representative of our ancient deity Amun Ra, Aman. In Ethiopia we still say Aman. Aman Naway, Aman, are you at peace? Are you alright? Are you at peace? Is everything okay? Aman. We still use the word Aman. But at one point of our history, Aman was changed into Exabher. Now we call it in Ethiopia, in Ge'ez, the name of the creator is Exabher. Okay. Fahamme of Isis al-Aman, Salam, which is called Islam. It's a Fahamme of Isis al-Aman. Isis al-Aman is Islam, Islam. Isis al-Aman. Or you say Israel, Isis, Ra, and El. So Islam, the Fahamme of Islam is Isis al-Aman. So that is who the Fahamme. Who, okay. So that's why Fahamme. And I came across some 3 years ago, and I've been studying this Son of God, Son of the Son internal. And I ever thankful because I have learned a lot from this noble ancestor. And it just has been I would like to share that with you, what I have learned so far from the Fahamme. I'll make another video about what he taught. Maybe I will do maybe one chapter of his one video of his teachings in the next video. But mind you, the Fahamme Prophet was talking about this since 1919 to 1954. So he was the foundation. He was laying the foundation back in the days. Fahamme, peace and blessing, peace and prosperity and happiness to all. Fahamme.